Hi folks, welcome to Colette Tech. We're going to talk today about the installation of the TheRock mount. This mount covers the GoPro Hero 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we offer this for the G3, the KISS, and the Aero. It's just a nice snag resistant, very solid mount for the GoPro. One additional feature that this mount does have is some detents where the camera mates to the base of the mount. And what that does is it makes for a very solid mounting angle. Once you push this into place, that angle setting is not going to change. One thing that does mean though is that once you mount it in place, you don't want to be cranking on the angle. You want to set that ahead of time. The proper way to mate these two pieces together is to find your angle setting and then push straight down on it. If you do want to change the angle setting, the proper thing to do is to lift straight up on the mount, change the angle to a new setting, and then push back down on it. If you go cranking on it while it's locked in place like this, you run the risk of actually stripping out these detents that are made to hold the camera in place. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is we need to find out where our mounting location is going to be. So to do that, we're going to take our camera and we're going to insert it into the mount like this. And we don't need to put a nut on the other side, but we're just going to insert the bolt through the mount for now to hold this in place, just like that. Now I've gone ahead and placed some removable tape across the helmet. This is just nice because it lets me make markings on the helmet. But to find the proper mounting location, you might need the help of a friend. The mounting location for the camera might be different from person to person. The helmet's going to fit just a little bit different on everyone's head depending on the shape of your head, the length of your chin, and that kind of thing. So what you want to do is you actually want to put the helmet on your head, and with the help of a friend you could even just eyeball where you want this camera angle to be. I recommend starting with the angle setting right in the middle. If you can't find a location that you like with that setting, then you can remove this bolt, change the angle setting, and try again. The other option, if you don't have the help of a friend, is you can connect your camera to a live view. And with your helmet on your head, you can actually try some different settings with the camera in live view to make sure that you get the proper framing. Once you find that framing that you like, you want to mark where the front of that mount should be. As you can see, I've already done that here. So once you find that proper location, we can actually set this top piece aside. So we're just going to remove this bolt like this. We're going to set this camera and the camera adapter aside for now. Alright, now that we've found our mounting location, we're ready to drill the two holes that are needed to install the mount. First thing you want to do is you want to make sure you pull out the top helmet pad. You don't want to be drilling through the helmet pad. And we're going to use the base itself as a drill jig. It's designed so that the bit provided in the kit is the same size as the holes in the base, and we're going to place the base on the helmet with the notches off to the right. We're going to find that center line, and we're going to find that line where we want our base to be mounted. And holding the base in place, we're just going to drill two holes. And that's it. You're ready to install the mount on the top. So we're going to remove our tape. And now we can just set our base in place, and we're going to take one of the provided bolts and put that in place. Now your kit should come with an underside hardware piece. This is going to take one nut in here. This is just going to help smooth out the hardware inside. And to install this, We can just hold it in place with one finger while we push up from the underside, or some users have even installed a dab of glue in this piece. That's fine too. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hold that in place, and I'm going to reach up from the underside here. And I'm going to tighten down this bolt. And we don't need to snug it up just yet. We just need to get a few threads started. Now we can install the second bolt on the other side. And same thing, we're going to install a nut from the underside. And now with both bolts installed, we can tighten it down. We don't need to crank on it. Notice I'm just using 2 fingers here, and I'm getting that snug. We can snug up the other side. And now we are ready to install the top piece. Now again, we're going to remember our angle setting. We're going to find it, and we're just going to push straight down on that. Then we can install our camera and case. Lastly, we can install our bolt through the adapter piece in the camera case. And then we're going to put the nut on the other side of the helmet here. And we're going to tighten this bolt down. And once again here, because of those detents that are on this mount, this is going to hold its angle setting very well. We don't need to crank on this bolt. I'm just going to use 2 fingers, and I'm just going to snug up that bolt. And that's it, folks. You're ready to go flying.